Welcome. I want to share with you a few words of encouragement.
Many people are looking to bring in more revenue, boost their wealth, become debt-free, and even become financially free. A lot of people question why others are blessed with an abundance of revenue and they are not. Well, there are a lot of mysteries to life. However, one principle that is as old as the ages is the law of attraction. Most people have heard about the law of attraction, the law that formed the basis of the book and movie called The Secret, and is preached by many success gurus who teach how to bring in success and well-being into our lives. The law of attraction impacts our day-to-day lives and affects our health, wealth, and happiness. Our health, wealth, and happiness improves by a proper blend of spiritual and material principles. What are these principles? In this ebook, we try to understand these enigmatic principles of life. The law of attraction preaches that what you think is what you get and what you manifest in your life. For instance, if your mind exhales positive thinking about something, then the results for that thought will also be positive, and vice versa. Have you ever noticed that if you were to be in a crabby mood, everything you do goes wrong that day? This is a simple example for the law of attraction. If you are being negative in your thinking, everything you do is correlated to that negative thinking, and all the happenings also will turn out to be negative. So in order for the law of attraction to work on your side, you need to think positive and exhale a positive energy in your thinking for things to work out for you. The law of attraction can be made applicable to any part of your life, be it for health, wealth, or happiness. You don't need to have any special equipment to maximize the power of the law of attraction. It is all there in your own mind. Neither do you need a teacher to teach you how to use it. Once you have mastered the fundamentals upon which the law of attraction is built, you are ready to put it into practice. Chapter 1. The Law of Attraction. What it really is and what it is not. Let us begin by understanding what the law of attraction really is all about. Quote, "All that we are is the result of what we have thought. The mind is everything. What we think, we become." Buddha. It is somewhat amazing to see how much talk there is about the law of attraction, and how few people actually know about what it is and how to apply it. The law of attraction is not a spell that you use and things begin happening that way. It is not that you chant something 1,000 times a day and see things happening the way you want. If the law of attraction were so simple, we would have already witnessed the world as a much better place by now. People explain the law of attraction in various ways. The commonest definition you will find will be something like this. If you strongly believe that something should happen, it will certainly happen. A sentence couldn't be any simpler. But you will immediately realize that this raises more questions than it answers. The questions of desires is the most important. Is it only what we desire and think about strongly that will happen? Or will things that we don't desire also happen if we somehow think strongly about them? Then there is also the question of internal conflict of thoughts. At times, there could be situations where we think equally in both ways. For example, we may think that a job could be ours or not. So how do we apply the law of attraction in such a case? Or what do we do when we are thinking strongly about something and someone else is thinking strongly about the exact opposite thing? What will happen in that case? In order to be able to reply to all these questions, it is important to first understand what the law of attraction really says. Notwithstanding the various ways in which the law of attraction has been defined, we can break things down in the following 4 elements. We must know exactly what we want. We must begin a thought process for it and begin vociferously asking the universe to make it happen. We must then visualize a situation wherein we already have what we are hankering for, and we must live in that reality. At the same time, we must not attach ourselves to what might happen. We must only think about having it. There is no room for apprehension. In this ebook, we are going to expose various aspects of the law of attraction and see how we can apply it in one of the most important areas of our lives, attracting money. Can one really become rich by just thinking vividly about it? How does the law of attraction work for improving your wealth? You might have heard of the quote that the rich always get richer, while the poor continue to get poorer. This is a universal truth and is very intimately related to the law of attraction. The rich get richer because they have a positive thinking when it comes to financial success. They believe in themselves and their abilities to convert their thoughts and ideas to attaining more wealth and prosperity. Because of this positive thinking, they are able to attract positive returns to their thoughts, and the idea gets actioned to fruition, and they are able to improve themselves. On the other hand, the poor are always brooding about their lack of funds and their inability to handle the financial stress of everyday life. Due to their negative thinking, they are not able to process fresh ideas, and they tend to hang on to whatever little funds they have and limiting any further growth. So believe it or not, the law of attraction is doing its job with you acknowledging it or not. If you have the faith to believe and make positive changes to yourself, then you can attain all the important expressions of life, health, wealth, and happiness. Chapter 2. Understanding the Secret. You must have heard about the bestseller The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. Here's a deeper look at it and how it can be used to improve our lives. Quote, "You are the one who calls the law of attraction into action, and you do it through your thoughts." Rhonda Byrne, The Secret. Have you read or watched The Secret? This is the secret. Thoughts create things. What things make up your life? Are they things you love or things you'd rather change? Do you often feel that you'd be happy if only? If only you had that job. If only you had that amount of money. If only you had that perfect body. Or perhaps someday wonderful things are coming your way, but they haven't happened yet. Once you master the secret, you will never make the mistake of feeling that way again. Your thoughts have been creating the life you've had so far, and thoughts can be changed. Thoughts of success, abundance, happiness, beauty, strength, and health energize us. We begin to resonate with these things. We take positive, fruitful action which feels effortless. We attract people who are willing to open up doors, people who can teach us what we need to know, people with the resources we need. This is called the law of attraction. The secret is nothing less than the science of how thought interacts with quantum physics to create our experiences. The things you think become reality. The things you think are energy, just as the entire universe is energy. As you ponder your reality, or simply let thoughts run through your mind, you are shaping your reality. You do this by means of the law of attraction. The energy you send out connects with like energy. Then, the universe responds to your feelings by returning the energy back to you. This happens for good or bad feelings. We consciously or subconsciously always think about something. The problem is that we usually think more about things we don't want than about the things we do want. It doesn't actually matter if we want or don't want something. We'll get what we mostly think about. Try to observe your thoughts for a day or two. Do you mostly think about the things that you worry about? The things that you don't want to happen? That you are afraid of? Or do you mostly think about pleasant and wonderful things? Your present situation is the result of your predominant state of mind in the past. Your future will be like your predominant state of mind now. Everything that has ever happened, or will ever happen in your life, happened in the now, in the present moment. The past is gone. You can't change it. But if you are dwelling on the unhappy past now, you aren't feeling happy now, and you are creating an unhappy future. Because you're creating the future now, only the present is important. By having a predominantly happy and positive state of mind now, you're creating your happy and positive future. It's the law of attraction. You can attract whatever you want in your life: happiness, wealth, perfect health, love, and wonderful relationships. But you can also attract things and situations that you don't want. We do it subconsciously all the time because you are energy. You are like a magnet. Everything is energy. You, your mind, and your body. Just as you can control your body, you can also control your mind. Your mind can be your best friend or your worst enemy. If you don't control your mind and allow it to dwell on negative thoughts and feelings, it's your worst enemy because it creates your unhappy future. If you control your mind, it's your best friend because it becomes your best friend, which will create your great future. Of course, the lives of most people are a mixture of happiness and unhappiness because of their flickering states of mind. We are only ever unhappy when we think about the things we don't have. Chapter 3: Mindset and Vibration. Quote, "To bring anything into your life, imagine that it's already there." Richard Bach. Do you feel overwhelmed about everything in your life or about certain aspects of your life? Every journey, it is said, begins at the first step. Your first step in anything is to work on you. You may be taking a leap of faith into some vast, wild territory where everything seems impossible. In order to prosper at anything, you need confidence. You need personal development. You need to apply the law of attraction. Remember, everything begins with a thought. Thoughts lead to actions, which leads to the results of those actions made manifest in your life. The Wright brothers had a thought about a flying machine. They took the action of sitting down to design their machine and then going out to test it. They manifested the ability for you to go to an airport and be anywhere in the whole world in a matter of hours. And you thought you were sailing uncharted waters. Thoughts like, "I can't do this. This won't work. Well, I'll give it a shot. But what if it doesn't work out?" lead only to two kinds of actions: inaction or inefficient action. Either you talk yourself out of starting something, or you procrastinate. As a result, your life fails to manifest what you desire. Compare this to positive, supercharged thoughts like, "Nothing's going to stop me. I have every tool I need. Other people have done this, and so can I. I'm totally committed. I won't hold back. I've got a plan." Thoughts like this lead to you taking appropriate action. You get that job. You build that business. You buy your dream house. You stop fretting over the technicalities and the can't do, and get creative about the can do. You start outsourcing anything you can't deal with on your own. You keep learning. You polish up your management skills, and you keep your mind in the right place. And little by little, your small efforts turn into something much bigger, the manifestation of a new life. Many people feel that their lives can be no more than difficult work situations, unhappy relationships, poor health, and a mountain of debt. Unless these people change their attitudes, they can never know the abundance they can get through the law of attraction. There can never be a lack of anything that you want if you follow the law of attraction. That means that there's enough for everyone to have what they want. This is especially true because some people want certain things and other people want something else. According to the law of attraction, what you want is always possible. One concept of the law of attraction can be stated as something like, what you get is what you see. What this means in this case is that when you see a result, you will be filled with a vibration of energy based on that result. If you see good, you will send out good energy. Emotional energy plays a big part in the law of attraction. It is what is commonly known as a vibe and is referred to as a vibration by scientists studying the law of attraction. Chances are that you are familiar with the term. Have you ever been with someone who is so happy? They seem to be radiating a glow which inspires happiness in all those around them. Have you ever walked into a room and simply thought, there is a good vibe in here? By the same token, have you ever spent time with someone who was so critical and unhappy that they consistently gave off a negative vibe, which seemed to suck the life and happiness out of all those around them? Our vibrations are usually an unconscious response to some form of environmental stimulus, something that has happened which has caused us to feel happy or sad or scared or confused or stressed. And our subconscious response to this, because vibes are generated and projected from the subconscious rather than the conscious, is something that is beyond our control. There are a number of feelings which lead to positive and negative vibes being emitted, and it is important that we understand what each of these are. Positive vibes. Positive vibes are generated from good feelings, such as joy, love, excitement, abundance of anything that causes a positive response, pride, comfort, confidence, affection. Negative vibes. Negative vibes are generated from negative feelings, such as disappointment, loneliness, lack of any of life's necessities or luxuries, sadness, confusion, stress, anger, hurt. So it's best to keep those thoughts and vibes positive and happy. Chapter 4. Pivoting your thought process. So how do you go about developing this kind of thought process where you think you are the center of the universe and everything just exists in your frame of reference? Quote, "The real voyage of discovery consists not in seeking new landscapes, but in having new eyes." Marcel Proust. In order to create the subjective thought process that the law of attraction demands of you, it is very important that you create the right frame of reference. You have to be like the person seeing everything in a dream. Your perceived reality is actually the things that are happening in your frame of reference, which is just another name for your consciousness. But you need to put a finger on this consciousness. You need to anchor it. This aspect, anchoring your conscious mind, is known as pivoting your thought process. When you begin pivoting your thought process, the primary requirement is to have a fixed point from where you can begin. Usually, this fixed point is your resolve, your intention, your motive, your purpose. For example, if you really want to start a business, your resolution to do that is your pivot. The stronger you resolve to achieve that, the more profound your pivot will be. That is why people who have stronger resolutions are able to achieve better things than people who don't have a very strong mindset to achieve something. If you consider your desire as your pivot and see everything from that perspective, everything begins falling into place. You feel as though everything that's happening is happening as a means of bringing you closer to your desire. In the above instance, if your desire to start a business is your pivot, then you feel as though everything happening in your life is taking you one step closer toward realizing your dreams. This includes the positives as well as negatives. If you suddenly meet someone, you feel that somehow that will be connected with your new business, which isn't yet started, but you have no apprehensions in your mind about it. You also feel that getting fired from your job or being made redundant was something that will take you closer to having your own business. People who believe in the law of attraction staunchly build such pivots in their minds. From then on, their entire life is focused on this pivot. This is what drives them and motivates them into coming closer to their goals. Chapter 5. The Secret in Your Money. Life revolves around money, so it cannot fail to be part of a discussion as poignant as how to apply the secret in our life. Here we take a cynical look at money and see where it fits in within this realm. Quote, "When you can't have what you want, it's time to start wanting what you have." Kathleen A. Sutton. The secret and the law of attraction can bring you money, but it is not about money. It is certainly not about empty, proud, cold wealth that stems out of the green mindset. It is about fulfilling your purpose, which is expressed in your deepest, most treasured dreams. The dream of your heart is your purpose on earth. Our society tends to make us jump right to careers when we hear that, but it might not be a career at all. Your passion may be to parent your child. Your passion may be to be the best friend you can possibly be. Your passion may be to give enough that 1,000 new wells get built in parts of the world that currently have none. Most things cannot happen without money. Money starts companies. Money builds bridges and roads. Money brings the security and freedom a parent needs to focus on parenting. Money brings the resources for philanthropy. Money is actually what sustains economic life on this earth. Without it, not a single button could change hands. We have built the world on the base of money, and now there's no way we can run away from it. If you fall into the trap of believing that money is evil, then only evil people will have money. Do you really want our beliefs to ensure that only pimps, drug dealers, warmongers, and cheats enjoy abundance, while the good people of the world struggle? Of course not. Or if we think that being wealthy demands that somebody else be poor, then we will not be wealthy. How many times have you heard negative associations with money in our common day language? Consider these. Rich people are greedy and dishonest. The rich get richer, while the poor get poorer. You have to work too hard to get wealthy. Money doesn't grow on trees. No gains without pains. Money makes false friends. My family has never been rich. This is our everyday language. But looking at these expressions, it does seem that money is a very bad thing, doesn't it? No one would have a positive impression of money if they are educated with these. In fact, this is the reason why so many people in the world are bogged down by problems concerning money. We learn such negative associations about money that we begin feeling that money is a very bad thing. Our parents, teachers, religious preachers, spiritual gurus, everyone tells us that money is a very bad thing to have. But then, even these people are in the game for the money, right? We develop such a bad perspective about money from our early childhood from these people that throughout life we do not consider it favorably. And when we grow up, we pass on this mantle of hatred toward money to our children, and they grow up hating it too. The result, one financially limited generation gives birth to another. We need to stop this cycle right now. We need to remove this highly incorrect view about money that we are fed on. We have to make friends with money. Build on the positive. If you tell yourself you'll have money, then the universe recognizes that energy and will reward you with positive situations and prosperity. If you think negatively about your success and wealth, the universe also recognizes this energy and you will not see much. Yet, if money is all that we focus on, money will always elude you. For one thing, we tend to store a lot of mental garbage when it comes to money. We tend to have a lot of fears about money. Fear is always counterproductive. Bypass money entirely. It's not important here. It's necessary, but it's not all that important to you. Joseph Campbell said, "If you follow your bliss, the money will follow." Get settled with the idea that you need money to achieve your dreams and that there's nothing wrong with that. Then ignore it. Turn your attention to your bliss. That is where the secret will begin to work for you. That is where your emotions will supercharge your thoughts into the change you need. Chapter 6. Wealth Manifestation Through the Law of Attraction. The 5 steps you need in order to manifest wealth applying the law of attraction. Quote, "Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right." Henry Ford. One common trait that you will find about the rich people in the world today, or at any time, is that they never think small. Rich people tend to think about the largest, the biggest, and the grandest. Not just that, they carry in them a supreme confidence that they will achieve what they think. This is what sets them apart. Rich people always look at the north, the very zenith of achievement. If you want to acquire richness, you have to definitely emulate this way of thinking. You have to align your mind's compass northward too. You have to dream big. You have to think that you can achieve what you are setting your mind to. Suppose that your life's ambition is to do something that seems so far away right now. Should you just brush this ambition to the deepest recesses of your mind, telling yourself that you can never achieve it? Not at all. Instead, you have to work in yourself the confidence that you can achieve. You have to think that it will happen. When you think that way, when you have absolute faith that this can happen, it will certainly happen. So here are the 5 things you need to do in order to manifest the wealth that you are expecting through the law of attraction. 1. Believe. The first step is to ingrain the thought of wealth in your subconscious. You have to think staunchly that you will be able to attain the large amount of wealth that you are hoping for. 2. Visualize. It is very important to actually visualize the wealth. You have to think that the wealth is already in your bank account, and now what you will do with it. Begin thinking as if you are planning what to do with the money. You don't have it already, but that's not the point. Believe that you already have it. The law of attraction tells you that you have to be strong in your belief, and visualization is the best way to do that. 3. Be grateful. Taking your belief one step forward, you must actually start thanking the universe for granting the wealth to you. Well, it has not already granted you the wealth, but you have no aspersions at all about that happening. You are darn sure that you will get the wealth. And so being grateful is the next logical thing. 4. Listen to your heart. Your heart will tell you a lot of things at this point. It will tell you to do particular things. Do not stifle any of these voices. Listen to them intently. Act upon them. You have to make sure that you listen to every voice, because any of them could be the one voice that opens the doors of opportunity to you. 5. Continue your actions. Never give up. Never relent. Remember that stopping is a sign of weakness. You don't want the universe to understand that your belief is faltering. You want it to know that you will keep up no matter what. Sooner or later, your supreme confidence is going to bring the wealth at your door. Chapter 7. Applications to business. Find out what the most important components to consider are in applying the secret to your business. Quote, "Success will be in your reach only when you start reaching out for it." Stephen Richards. When you set out to make money in business, you are going to need confidence and belief. By having confidence in your abilities and belief in the success of your business, you are sending positive energy out into the universe. and consequently drawing the positive energies currently existing in the universe back unto yourself. The competition doesn't matter when it comes to business success with the law of attraction. You have the ability to make your business as successful as you wish, regardless of whether you have 1 or 1,000 competitors. When you have the confidence and belief, get clear about what you want and set some goals in achieving what you want. You will attract the clients, revenue, and any other business goals you have. It is impossible to overemphasize the importance of vibrating positive energy when you are talking about the law of attraction, and you will see this theme repeated in any and all conversations pertaining to it. The release of positive energy into the universe is what allows you to chart the course of your destiny on a strong route to success, rather than a wavy road of uncertainty that will eventually lead you to unhappiness, either through the failure to achieve the goals for which you have worked so hard, or through the constant up and down flow of your life, never being certain which is going to dominate. Many online and offline businesses fail. The businesses do not turn out the sorts of results that people had hoped for, and so they give up. They go on to something else. They decide it doesn't work. With online businesses, they go out skeptical and they leave certain that only scammers and the very lucky make money from home on the internet. Yet there are hundreds of thousands of people who are making money on the internet, making good money. They follow high ethical standards. They provide real products of real value. They live the kinds of lives they want to live. This is why the secret applies to business so strongly. If you believe in yourself and what you are doing, you won't throw in the towel when times seem tough. You'll figure out how to make it better. You'll learn what works and you'll apply what works. You'll do what you love and love what you're doing because that is what you set out to do. And through the secret, you understand that every resource you need to make it happen is in the universe. You'll constantly be thinking, hey, I'm as capable as the next guy. If he could pick up the skills, so can I. You'll pick up the skills and you'll keep right on going. There is a time delay between each component of the secret. Your thoughts and decisions, then your actions, and then the results of your actions. You might not wake up tomorrow with thousands of dollars in profit. Your efforts today might not produce immediate results. Quit training yourself to the immediate result. Acting like you already have what you want gives you the strength and power you need to keep taking the actions that will get you there. In its simplest terms, the law of attraction works this way. A person who has positive energy is sure to attract positive energy as well and block out the negatives, guaranteeing success. Chapter 8. The Secret and Your Health. We now speak about a very practical aspect of human life, how the secret helps us to enjoy good health and thus a long life. Quote, take care of your body. It's the only place you have to live. Jim Rohn. If your body is raging in pain right now, it may be harder initially for you to try to figure out how to apply the secret to your own healing. Even committing it to prayer instead of visualization and mental exercises might seem insurmountable, but do not fear. You will have success here too. Write it down. Know it for fact. Remember what you were like before your health declined, and fixate on it. Sometimes we have ill health because we believe we should. We've hit a certain age, and our parents developed a health issue at that age, so we develop a health issue at that age. Sometimes we have ill health because we've been taking actions which treat ourselves badly. Whether you are conscious of it or not, eating an entire box of chocolates reflects some sort of belief about yourself, which manifests itself in your waistline and messed up blood sugar. Jumping up on an injured leg reveals some other belief about yourself. Sometimes we have ill health because there is some unacknowledged anger, resentment, grief, or thought in our mind which we won't let out any other way. It is time to let it all go, time to release it. Use the secret to make a declaration of independence from these issues today. Speak life over your body. Declare yourself healed. Pay attention to your body when your body feels at its best. Pay attention to that which makes your body feel good. Focus on the actions that will help your body. With a new, renewed focus, eat, getting the rest your body needs to heal. Let go of the issues inside of you which are expressing themselves as aches and pains. They do not have any power over you anymore. You have discovered the secret, and you have a new and better way. Take a deep breath and tell God, tell the universe, and tell your heart, you are healed. Chapter 9. Balancing the inner self and the outer self. If you really follow the law of attraction, you have to work at striking the right balance between your inner and outer selves. Quote, your beliefs become your thoughts. Your thoughts become your words. Your words become your actions. Your actions become your habits. Your habits become your values. Your values become your destiny. Mahatma Gandhi. One of the most significant applications of the law of attraction is to balance our inner and outer selves. Our inner self is our consciousness. It is the way we think. This is where the law of attraction begins to take effect. The law of attraction starts manifesting itself when we think, and that begins in our inner self. Our outer self is characterized by our action. The way we act and implement our thought processes is how our outer self functions. If we have to make the best utilization of the law of attraction into our life, then it is essential that we learn how to create the balance between our inner and outer selves. It is vital that we put into action what we think. What begins as a thought manifestation must get converted into action. If you were to just sit and think about getting a new house, it isn't going to happen. Yes, if your thoughts are strong, if your belief is strong, the universe will begin aligning itself toward making things happen. But now, it is you who has to act. If you don't even lift a finger, things aren't going to happen. Now, you have to put your outer self into action. This is when the positive energies that have been created start taking shape and things begin happening. The problem with most of us is that we use our inner self to think and believe. We say so often that we want to do a particular thing, but only a few of us actually put our outer selves into action mode. The law of attraction will make things happen, but it will restrict itself to aligning things in a particular way. The rest is your call. It will make you confident about doing certain things, and that is what will influence the people around you, and things will happen positively for you. But the main thing for that to happen is that you have to take the initiative and act. Chapter 10. Improving your future. Successful people are always people with foresight. It is imperative for us to understand this and improve our lives not just for today, but also for the future. Let us analyze the secret's approach to this. Quote, everyone thinks of changing the world, but no one thinks of changing himself. Leo Tolstoy. Imagine a world where every person was using the secret to follow their bliss. A world where every person was fulfilling their purpose, reaching out to help others, and allowing the will of God to flow through them to create miracles. Chances are it would look a lot like heaven. Every person would be safe. Every person would be holding everything they need. You might want a huge house on the hill with a sea view. Another person might feel abundant, at ease, and happy with a small, quiet, rural cottage. There is no need to fear competition, no need to imagine that you must profit at anyone else's expense. You must attract the situations that will allow you to profit at everyone's benefit. Does the world have to be a dark place, full of wars, full of abuse, full of pain, full of madness? Are we somehow special, just able to ignore our way into good things by focusing on the positive? No. Until others are ready to move forward, it is our responsibility to make our thoughts create positive change. It is our responsibility to take the actions and be receptive to the ideas that are going to make the whole of the world grow. Bless others. Show gratitude for all of the ways the world has moved forward. Once people believed slavery was perfectly normal. Now, even though there are people who practice slavery illicitly, we all generally understand it is wrong. Even those who engage in slavery understand it to be wrong. That all began with the thoughts of those who believed things should be better. We all have the ability to move forward in this fashion. We cannot fear the way the world is today. We cannot sit back and hope for some bright future that never quite arrives. We must work together to create heaven on earth now. We have all the tools we need. It is very difficult to monitor every one of some 60,000 thoughts you have every day. The goal, instead, should be to foster a feeling of happiness, gratitude, and well-being. This will go further than trying to change every thought individually. Feelings are important to the law of attraction. Life is meant to be joyous and fulfilling. Quote, I believe that the very purpose of life is to be happy. From the very core of our being, we desire contentment. In my own limited experience, I have found that the more we care for the happiness of others, the greater is our own sense of well-being. Cultivating a close, warm-hearted feeling for others automatically puts the mind at ease. It helps remove whatever fears or insecurities we may have and gives us the strength to cope with any obstacles we encounter. It is the principal source of success in life. Since we are not solely material creatures, it is a mistake to place all our hopes for happiness on external development alone. The key is to develop inner peace. The Dalai Lama. Conclusion. Many people discover the law of attraction through The Secret movie. They try it for a few weeks and then give up. Sadly, their lives remain the same frustrating, unhappy creation as they always were. They continue to feel trapped, poor, and stuck. Then, there are people whose understanding of the law of attraction has dramatically transformed their lives. With increased understanding of the intimate nature of the law of attraction, your ability grows stronger and more powerful. The learning process never stops. The secret to applying the law of attraction is to continue to work at it, study it, and examine it even deeper until you master it. Be like the athletes who train consistently to become superstars in their sport. You see, you have believed in limitation and lack for so many years that it will take lots of reminders to shift your awareness. Do you know that after you read a good book on the law of attraction that your manifesting ability goes up higher? You can transform your life. You can become a master of it and use the law of attraction to manifest faster and greater results beyond your wildest dreams. Applying the law of attraction has the power to improve your health, wealth, and happiness, making you a powerful magnet to attract your life's desires. Unleash its potential on your life. If you are ready to be all that you are and have what you desire, then close your eyes and imagine that you are in your beautiful air balloon. Feel the weights of the fears of success dropping off easily so that you can take off. Look below and notice the beautiful green meadow, the majestic mountains in the distance, and the peaceful blue sky filled with puffy white clouds. Notice that you are free to fly. Affirmations for abundance, success, and wealth. Using positive self-talk to conquer any goal. Do you feel like you are always talking yourself out of success? As soon as you start to set goals for yourself, do you suddenly have nagging thoughts about how you aren't up to the task? or how you simply aren't qualified to carry it through? If you have ever experienced either situation, you need to change the way you respond to your inner dialogue. Instead of obeying your negative commands, you can use positive self-talk to counter the negativity and overcome nearly all anxious thoughts. Setting goals and sticking to them with positive self-talk. Are you initially filled with excitement when you first set goals for yourself? Are these thoughts then followed by self-doubt and self-deflating thoughts that stop you in your tracks before you even get started? It can be difficult to make the most of your life when you are constantly talking yourself out of being a success. It can be frustrating and discouraging to have these thoughts constantly plaguing you. Many of us, in fact, don't even realize we have them. All we know is that we don't have the confidence to stick to our plans and reach our goals. But there's another way. Positive self-talk is an effective way to set goals and ensure that you stick to them, even if you have never been able to do this before. The way this works is that you decide what goal is important to you, and then you plan the logistics of how you are going to attain this goal. When self-doubt starts kicking in, you will respond with affirmations that prove your success without surrendering to the negative pressure. Since you're reading this, it's clear that you're no quitter, and you're certainly not a failure. So start believing in yourself. Reprogramming your mind. Affirmations are essentially positive statements that reprogram your mind for the positive. The moment you have a self-defeating thought, you'd be able to counter the negative with a motivating statement. An example of a positive affirmation is, "I am worthy of great success," or "I see myself in the winner's circle." What this does is replace negativity with thoughts that will help you move toward your goals instead of further away from them. Positive self-talk is easier to implement than you might think. You may not be aware of the severity of the negative dialogue currently within your mind. However, once you begin with positive self-talk, you will suddenly realize that you are self-sabotaging the goals you set for yourself from the minute that you make them. This process can open your eyes to exactly how much this inner conversation has been interfering with your life. You'll feel hopeful that you can now set goals and surpass them. Through positive self-talk, you will easily be able to set long and short-term goals for yourself. And when you use affirmations, you'll have accessible tools to help you push yourself further than ever before. Learning to quiet negativity with positive thoughts is a great move toward setting and attaining future goals with ease. Affirmations are a very powerful means of reprogramming the unconscious mind. They appear to be most effective when repeated in a quiet and restful state of mind and body, and when the desired outcome is vividly experienced in one's mind and resulting emotions are felt. Affirmations are always phrased in the first person, and usually in a present tense, I am, rather than a future tense, I will, in order to increase the realization of the statement. Let's look at some examples of powerful affirmations. My financial abundance overflows today. The presence of joy in my heart releases an abundance of good into my life. I now make a fortune doing what I love. Money comes to me and my family easily and freely. I give and receive more money freely. I effortlessly attract everything I desire into my life. I am a powerful money magnet. Wealth is pouring into my life. I create a home full of joy and peace. I have perfect self-control in all situations. Everything in my life happens for a purpose and for my best benefit. Every situation in my life that I perceive as negative is only a passing lesson and is actually positive. It is only my perception that makes it negative. It is only my unwillingness to release that allows the lesson to remain in my life rather than pass out of my life as it was meant to. every perceived problem is actually an opportunity. Fear has no place in my life. Every action I take leads me to happiness, prosperity, and wealth. I hereby surrender all problems and challenges into God's hands. I am 100% invulnerable to other people's negative energy. My thoughts create my reality, and I only create the best for me. I recognize mistakes are positive and not negative. I cast this burden of resentment on the Christ within, and I go free to be loving, harmonious, and happy. I am the power, the master, and the cause of my attitude, feelings, emotions, and behavior. I am powerful, whole, and complete within myself. I am powerful and centered at all times. I allow nothing and no one to throw me off balance or off center. Timing is never an issue. I always receive what I want and need at the exact time I am supposed to have it. I choose to live in the present and not hold the past against myself. I have perfect faith and trust in God, His angels, and myself. All I want is coming to me at the right time. I am patient. My God is a God of plenty. He always takes care of me. Why would today be any different? God's promises are built upon a rock. As I have asked, I must receive. I only manifest the best in my life and for my life. Prosperity is always drawn to me. I live a life of freedom and abundance. I am a positive person. I am a magnet for money. I willingly receive all prosperity into my life. I gratefully receive all prosperity into my life. I am a magnet for insert prosperity, success, happiness, love, passion, romance, money, wealth, luck, health, etc. The law of abundance is always working in my favor and working for me. I am constantly receiving happy surprises that I am thankful for. I am constantly receiving money from known and unknown places. I am very lucky to be me. I am the luckiest person. I have high self-esteem. I have a lot of self-confidence. I am now able to give X amount of dollars a week or month to those less fortunate. My finances are divinely blessed. I am now in control of my finances. I draw opportunities towards me. I am prosperous in all that I do. I have wealth and abundance. What the famous have to say about abundance. For real wealth and abundance in your life, you must have motivation in particular areas. Let's look at quotes from the famous for some of these particular areas and people that you can learn a lesson from and add into your life. When you focus on being a blessing, God makes sure that you are always blessed in abundance. Joel Osteen. To live a pure, unselfish life, one must count nothing as one's own in the midst of abundance. Buddha. You pray in your distress and in your need. Would that you might also pray in the fullness of your joy and in your days of abundance. Khalil Gibran. The test of our progress is not whether we add more to the abundance of those who have much. It is whether we provide enough for those who have little. Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Doing what you love is the cornerstone of having abundance in your life. Dr. Wayne Dyer. What is called genius is the abundance of life and health. Henry David Thoreau. abundance is not something we acquire, it is something we tune into. Dr. Wayne Dyer. Whatever we are waiting for, peace of mind, contentment, grace, the inner awareness of simple abundance, it will surely come to us, but only when we are ready to receive it with an open and grateful heart. Sarah Bonbronick. Life in abundance comes only through great love. Elbert Hubbard. Not what we have, but what we enjoy constitutes our abundance. Epicurus. The harvest of old age is the recollection and abundance of blessing previously secured. Marcus Tullius Cicero. Your most precious, valued possessions and your greatest powers are invisible and intangible. No one can take them. You and you alone can give them. You will receive abundance for your giving. W. Clement Stone. Instead, I have an abundance mentality. When people are genuinely happy at the successes of others, the pie gets larger. Stephen Covey. I try to be grateful for the abundance of the blessings that I have, for the journey that I'm on, and to relish each day as a gift. James McGreevy. Great abundance of riches cannot be gathered and kept by any man without sin. Desiderius Erasmus. Many a man curses the rain that falls upon his head, and knows not that it brings abundance to drive away the hunger. Saint Basil. Today we have access to highly advanced technologies, but our social and economic system has not kept up with our technological capabilities that could easily create a world of abundance, free of servitude and debt. Jacques Fresco. Abundance is a process of letting go. That which is empty can receive. Bryant H. McGill. Expect your every need to be met. Expect the answer to every problem. Expect abundance on every level. Eileen Caddy. The world is full of abundance and opportunity, but far too many people come to the fountain of life with a sieve instead of a tank car, a teaspoon instead of a steam shovel. They expect little, and as a result, they get little. Ben Sweetland. I noted that people are happy here in India. When I went back home, people had everything in the materialistic sense and were surrounded with abundance. But they were not happy. Goldie Hawn. I wish I had coined the phrase tyranny of choice, but someone beat me to it. The counterintuitive truth is that to have an abundance of options does not make you feel privileged and indulged. Too many options make you feel like all of them are wrong, and that you are wrong if you choose any of them. Susan Orlean. If God has given you the world's goods in abundance, it is to help you gain those of heaven, and to be a good example of sound teaching to your sons, servants, and relatives. Saint Ignatius.
Type Amen if you feel abundant. Watch this important message right now.